CNT120, Chapter 4. We're in the VPN part of remote access. So VPN is really just a private connection to a remote network, and it's typically through like encryption, an encrypted tunnel, if you will. A lot of times the software hardware is relatively expensive, or it might already be included in something. It might already be included in your operating system, or even the capabilities of a router you might have at home, that kind of thing. We can loosely classify these in three different ways: site to site, client to site, or host to host. Site to site, you're literally kind of creating a tunnel between those two sites, between like maybe the two routers at like the main office and a branch office kind of thing. And my devices, like my gateway, is going to use the VPN software to create this tunnel between the two sites. So I might be connecting my smaller offices to a main office, or smaller branches of a company together, if you will. Client to site, this is what a lot of people did during the pandemic. We had, my connection from my home into my office, if you will. So here, the VPN software for my remote client is getting the encrypted tunnel back to the main office. So we have maybe different people at home, the remote office or home office, connecting into the VPN gateway at the home office, at the at the headquarters, if you will. So this is what a lot of people were doing during pandemic, to be able to connect into the resources of the company, but have this be an encrypted tunnel, if you will, across their regular internet. This would be the client into site. Host to host would be between two host computers. Both those computers would need to have your VPN software on to connect between them. To do VPN, we're going to use some tunneling protocols. In this section, I'm just going to say familiarity. Just recognize that that's what these are. These might already be set up between your sites, or already be functioning. So just be familiar that that's what they are. So we can have a full tunnel VPN or a partial or split tunnel VPN. With your full tunnel, everything is traveling to the corporate network and out to the internet. So this everything is going to the corporate connection, if you will, and then that decides what you use to, what is allowed to get to the internet. Where you're split, you might have the tunnel to the corporate resources, but your regular internet connection, if you will. So they're just protecting the company resources instead of having all the traffic flow through corporate. Many of our VPN tunneling protocols operate at the data link layer. Some will work at layer 3, but a lot of them are going to work at layer 2. And they're showing you here that the original IP payload becomes the payload of our VPN that we have here, and they're even showing encrypted by IPsec. So there's the IPsec header out here, and IPsec trailer. So layer 2 tunneling protocol. This was a VPN tunneling protocol developed by Cisco, standard by IETF, your Internet Engineering Task Force. A lot of vendors have accepted this and used this. Your layer 2 tunneling protocol is implemented with IPsec for security. So as we said earlier with IPsec, this is where we start seeing it show up. GRE, generic routing encapsulation, again developed by Cisco. Layer 3 protocol used to transport IP and other messages through your tunnel. Used in conjunction with IPsec as well to increase your security. OpenVPN, here we have, this is open source VPN protocol. Some people use this for connecting into company resources. It can cross many firewalls where IPsec might be blocked. So this one, OpenSSL, is being used for your encryption. So some people use that for their host into the site, if you will. Internet Key Exchange version 2. This is a component of IPsec. This one is compatible with a wide variety of devices. This is often recommended by VPN providers as a way for connection for your tunneling your data. We can have multi-point VPNs. This one we could have actual, I think there's an example out here where I might actually have VPNs between sites, if you will. So with that one, multi-point GRE, this was a Cisco proprietary protocol. I have multiple tunnel destinations on a single interface, and this hub sits at the headquarters to be able to connect these multiple VPNs, so allowing for multiple VPN connections. With remote access, there needs to be some policies on what is being done or what is allowed. So this kind of delineates a lot of things to be thinking about for remote access. Being kept up to date, patches, anti-malware, firewall, etc. Strong passwords must be changed periodically. Can't share them. Any device's internal, external storage must be encrypted. Here, company and customer data that is accessed, transferred, stored, or printed must be kept secure. Lost or theft of things need to be reported immediately. And these would be things that would be written into a policy for a company for its users, especially the last couple of years with people doing more remote work than was done before the pandemic. All right, last podcast we'll come back to some of our troubleshooting commands.